Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea, and today I would like to share with you more the information I've received from a 25th dimension during my last QHHT Hypnosis session. I'll be reading from a transcript of the session, and when I refer to Lorrayne, I'm speaking to my practitioner who's asking me questions I prepared in advance of the session. And when I refer to me, I'm referring to myself under hypnosis, which means that the answers are coming from the 25th. As always, I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel, liking and commenting on this video. And I'm going to start reading here. Lorrayne, this is a question from David. I was wondering, do the other people receiving information about the 25th actually call it the 25th dimension, or do they call it something else? Me. Yeah, so no, the people that are connected to the 25th, they know they are connected to the 25th. Because again, we're all in the 25th. We don't have to... This is not New Age spirituality. We don't have to make up our names, the names that we use within the matrix. So we know what's what. When we connect to the 25th, just as easy as Clea found out in a few minutes. She went to the 14th dimension while she was under her first hypnosis. And all of a sudden, Carolyn asks, where are you from? And Carolyn meant to say, okay, you're in the 14th dimension, but where are you? Are you like an Arcturian or whatever, an Andromedan? Where are you from? What planet are you from? And right away, I could have stayed there. I could have said, oh, we're from this planet, whatever it is. But immediately I said, well, we're from the 25th dimension. We're all from the 25th dimension. It wasn't difficult. It was easy because the information was there. We were meant to download it. So everyone who has downloaded this information within the matrix is very well aware it's coming from the 25th, because we always knew. Our higher self always knows. We are in the 25th right now. So it's not difficult. It's not like we would call it something else and be confused about what it is that we're talking about. So anyone who's connected to the 25th is aware of it. But there is nobody else who is talking about this on the internet. So you wouldn't hear about the 25th dimension. Lorrayne, Claire would also like to know, are people on the side of the dark receiving information from the 25th? And do they know what's going on here, like the takedown at a conscious level, like we do? Me. So it's a little bit like what we described earlier with the other takedowns we did, with the planets that were going through the takedown. They were going to get to the takedown, that they knew, because we all know, behind the scenes, we all know everything. If one person knows, everybody knows. So yes, they know something is happening. This is why they've been pushing a lot of their agenda faster than they wanted to. So they know the writing is on the wall. And we already said they're very spiritual. So they wouldn't be 3D, especially the people at the top. They're not 3D. So they would know. They know as much as we know, as much as we knew, even when we were believing all the concepts, the spiritual matrix concepts like ascension and whatnot. We knew something was coming. And do they know that the takedown has happened? No, they don't. They are not getting information from the 25th. Now, they know because the information is now inside the matrix. We know they know it, okay? But do they know consciously? They do not. They don't know, for example, that the reason they still want to be here is because they're afraid of going back to the 25th. They don't know, for example, that the reason they're still here is simply because they've decided to now help us. Because when they wake up in the morning, they're saying, I'm going to destroy the world. I'm going to try and pass the W and H and O treaty. I can't say that, those letters all at once, or I will probably get flagged. So I'm going to try and pass the treaty where we can take over the world. And basically, we're going to pass the lockdowns for climate change, even though I know climate change, we just made it up completely. But my goal is to enslave humanity, so I don't care. So they're not saying, oh, well, I'm going to go to work and try to pass the lockdowns because we're keeping the shell in place. You see, that's what we're referring to. So no, they're not consciously aware. We already said the only people who are doing this conscious work is us, who are going to New Earth, 3.5 million people. And some of us are not even really doing it fully consciously because we don't want to know. Behind the scenes, however, everyone always knows. Even our friends in the 3D chambers behind the scenes know, because their higher self knows exactly what's going on. So again, what are we looking at? The question implied that there are people on the side of the dark that have access to our same information at a conscious level. No, they don't. They're not downloading that. We already said only a handful of people. There were 5 people initially, including Clea, who downloaded this information. This was about 1.5 years ago. There aren't them anymore now. They're consciously connecting, but the information has percolated. We're all connecting. We are always all connected. When we say consciously connecting, what you consider channel or bring in this information. And no, so nobody on the side of the dark, because it's been very hard here for them. This would not be information they would consciously want to know. They are scared enough as it is that this is going to come to an end. So they're trying by the skin of their teeth to keep this going. You see how they're always looking at the next hoax and the next hoax, et cetera, et cetera. They don't even know how to function without trying to take over humanity, really. They were laughing. And so, yeah, no, they don't have access to this. Lorrayne, thank you. I'm going to ask now for the final messages. I appreciate you so much. And I just want to say thank you for the sense of smell returning. I'm very grateful. Now, final message for Clea, please. Me. So we are happy that you are happy with your return sense of smell. You know, this is also because, as we said, the energy is quickening and you are very satisfied. All of you are very satisfied with where you are with things. So you're allowing more things to come in. So this is wonderful. We're happy to hear it. But yeah, message for Clea. Yeah, I mean, she's getting a lot of the information through her dreams. So she's doing a good job now letting a lot of it percolate without resisting it. She's remembering all her dreams, really. And so she's not really putting up a lot of resistance to the information. We have changed tack with her. She's aware of this. We are showing her more of the overall pattern of what's happened here, rather than going into details of some of the darker things that have happened. So we've shown her more of the things that, you know, the dynamic we've had between the team of the dark and the team of the light, and how we played the game here. And it's why she's experiencing a lot of frustration and resentment. And of course, she's still resisting the fact that we have to take this planet down. We said, all of us are still, despite everything, we're still going to be mourning this. We're still going to be grieving when we go to New Earth. This is not easy. But the fact that she's going in circles and we're laughing, because it takes time. We understand that. It's the perfect pace. There is no judgment, because she is going in circle over this again and again. Eventually, she's going to come to integrate it. And then we'll move on to the next thing. So in regards to this, actually, we'll say to everybody, one point we have made and would like to make is, and we made it with you, Lorrayne, as well, is that if you want to tackle more at a conscious level, ask. Because even though you like to joke that you're upset with your higher self is letting you down. We know what you guys think. I mean, we hear it. But the fact is your higher self is open and your higher self is trying to give messages to you. If you believe that you can handle a little bit more, maybe just ask for it to be shown in a way that is not too jarring or too traumatic for you. Because again, we do want to keep the shell going. So we don't want to become too emotional. Many of us have responsibilities. We can't just become depressed or become extremely sad or desperate for what's happened here. We just can't afford this right now. We wouldn't be capable of managing it because, again, as rebalanced as this place is, there's still much more density than we'll have on New Earth. So on New Earth, it's going to be easier no matter what, just by default. And so, yeah, if you're interested in doing more conscious work, just ask for it and you'll be shown glimpses and, you know, little teasers. And depending on how you feel when this is shown, your higher self will keep bringing it to you in the same manner over and over or not. For example, and Clea always thinks of this, and she's mentioned it many times, if you're interested in remembering your dreams, anytime you remember anything, could even be a sensation. You don't remember your dream, but you remember maybe a sensation, an emotion or a feeling, or even just a quick image, write it down or tell yourself, wow, that was great. But really the best way is to write it down. Why? What are you doing? What you're saying is, yes, I'm dragging this. I'm dropping this into my reality. I want this. I want more of this. I'm so excited. A lot of people get frustrated and say, well, I can't remember. But you might remember one scene. You might remember just one image. Write it down, because what you're doing is you're signaling to your higher self, I'm open to this. So I know we mentioned this because we know a lot of people, for example, in the Telegram group would like to remember more of their dreams. And we know more people in the community would like to do that as well. Dreams are a very easy way. We're not by any stretch of the imagination say this is the only way or that it's even the best way, but it's a very easy way for us to get conscious information. And not only, but unfiltered conscious information. Because here, when we are conscious in our daily life, we filter a lot. So we're not quite aware of how we truly feel about things. And so if you're interested in doing this kind of work, just show, you know, your higher self, it's you really, that you are interested, that this is what you want to do. And this could be anything else. We know that there are people in the Telegram group who do this through songs, which is also a very conscious way of doing it. And that works for certain people. They prefer to do it that way. It is perfectly fine, whatever works for you. But that's why I wanted to mention this. Lorrayne, thank you. A final message for me, Lorrayne. Me. So Lorrayne, as we said, we are happy that you are seeing some improvement in your personal shelf. in your personal 3D reality. Again, what's really going on behind the scenes is that not only we said the veil is very, 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 very thin, but it's also that we are getting closer to where we feel completed with this project we're doing. Again, whether it takes another 3 months or another 6 months, whatever it's going to take, whenever you feel like, yes, okay, that was it, we're done. And the recall shows up to mark the fact that, yes, we are done. You are satisfied with where you are. You do feel like you're nearing completion. And this is just to show you that that's exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Your higher self is allowing, is detaching from a lot of the things you needed to keep in place. And it is allowing more to come. You've also been asking for more to come, more knowledge, more realizations, etc. There are many ways these things show up. That's why we said, dreams might be just one way. It doesn't have to be a certain way. And also, you have been asking for certain things to pop up that will show you more of what's been happening here. And so again, more things will come while we're still here. So you're doing the work, and you're doing the work. You do it both consciously and during dream state. And so, yeah, you're doing wonderfully. And we're very happy that you're seeing the results of it. And finally, in a way that aligns with where you want to be now, knowing that you are your higher self. And now that we don't necessarily want to believe anymore that this is real. We know it's not real, and then we're laughing. So there's no point in keeping a lot of these things in place. So well done, Lorrayne. Thank you. Okay, final words of wisdom for everyone. Me. Yeah, so we want to say it again. We don't have very much to say that we haven't said already, in the sense of we are continuing, we are continuing with, we do believe in what we're doing, and it's panning out for us. We know. We already knew it was going to be worth it, but now we know it's been worth it. We can see even consciously how much we've changed, how much more control we feel, even when our life doesn't go in a way that we think we like. Even then, we realize we set it up. We have come such a long way, and this will make it a lot easier. We're not saying it's going to be easy, but we are saying this work we're doing is going to make it a lot easier to transition once we are on New Earth. So it will pay off for us in spades. And of course, at that point, it will be a moot point that it was worth staying. Of course, the difficult part is now, where we're still here, where every day counts. Every day feels like you're dragging. But even here, we know that many of you already realize consciously that, yes, we are doing something that's worthwhile, because it does feel so different here. When you stop, you feel it. And Clea is feeling it right now, because of course she's stopping now. She's out of her head, and she feels that. She feels that stuff is different here. The vibration is different. It's almost like being on a different planet already. We have not had this. Since we set this planet up, it's been a while. It's been a minute. So we think you're doing an incredible job, and we thank you really for what you are doing. And this has already paid off in spades for the entire multiverse. And we know that even now, many of you realize how important this work is. We don't even have to tell you. And we never ask you to trust us or to take us at face value. But if we had to take in the past, we're just telling you, and from a conscious perspective, you might not be able to confirm that. But we know that many of you already at a conscious level realize how important this work is that we are doing, and feel it, because it's just so shocking for us to see how we changed all of this. And by the time the recall happens, we will all be flabbergasted, and it will just seal it in. It will just be branded in us that, wow, this is what we've done. We have transformed a planet and the entire multiverse. And we're close. We are close. And now we don't mean to say we're close like it's going to happen. We're already sad you could make it happen today, but we don't want it to happen like this. We want it to take its time, but we are fairly close. We're not talking about a long time, a long wait time in Earth years. Lorrayne, thank you very, very much for visiting with us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. This marks the end of this session. So I hope you gleaned something of value from this entire session. I know I have. I've definitely moved past a very big stumbling block in my integration process. So I am grateful. I'm always grateful for the messages from the 25th, but I was specifically very much grateful for this, because even the associated dreams that have caused me a lot of emotional upheaval have ceased. I have now moved into a new phase. I'm doing different type of work, and I know many of us are doing all kinds of different work around the same objective, which is we are becoming aware that we create everything. So I am really proud of us. I love this final message from the 25th. Clearly, we are doing mastery work here, and we can actually now start seeing it with our human eyes, even how things are changing around us, and it will be branded in us, as they say, by the time the recall happens. So I can't wait for that to come across. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.